Okay, so this is A Christmas Carol. We're still in Stave 1. This is the passage where we meet Fred. So Fred is an incredibly kind person. He's Scrooge's nephew, the son of his sister Fan, who we'll meet in Stave 2. He comes every year, no matter what, to invite his uncle to a Christmas meal. And Scrooge finds him really annoying and dismisses him. And Fred is just so filled with warmth and light, he just doesn't let it go. And really what I want to focus on here is the difference in their approach to Christmas. Fred says, "Oh, Merry Christmas." Bah, humbug. We got this very famous kind of dismiss. This is nonsense for Scrooge. Christmas is a complete humbug. Christmas is a humbug? You don't mean that, I'm sure. I do. Merry Christmas. What right do you have to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor. You're poor. I'm going to make this also. Being poor, what makes you happy? And he goes, okay. And you see this great contrast with Fred. He goes, what right do you have to be dismal? You're rich. That play of language. Why are you happy you're poor? Why are you so miserable you're rich? Ha! Humbug. Don't be cross, uncle. Now, here we get the real kind of... I'll make that start too, shall I? Here we get the real difference in Fred and his uncle's visions of Christmas. And that's really what I want us to look at. These lines I'm drawing aren't random. You should try and break apart a passage into different parts to help you carve out the passage, but also to help with the analysis of the structure and the changes. So here we get a change, which is Scrooge tells us in detail what he finds annoys him about Christmas. What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older, not an hour richer. A time for balancing your books and having every item in them thrown through a round dozen of months presented dead against you. So, what is Christmas for him? Paying bills, but you don't have the money. You're older, so you have to pay bills, but you don't make money. You're older, but you're not richer. You have to balance the books, do the accounts, because it's the end of the year. So really Christmas is a time for less money for Scrooge. It is a time of idiots, of course, which he will detail here in a moment. Where is it? If I could work my will, every idiot, okay, so look how this is his vision of fools and idiots is the world. Everyone who said Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. So that is, people should be killed. I mean, the imagery is comic. It's comic. It's funny. But he's kind of serious that he's saying he wants all these stupid people to be killed, almost tortured in a brutal way, take all this holly, this celebration herb, and shove through their heart to make sure that they're dead. The imagery is both comic and brutal. It is sarcastic, hate-filled, and the opposite of everything Fred thinks. So here comes Fred. There are many things from which I might have derived good, by which I have not profited, I dare say. Christmas. So this isn't about profit, okay? I can still do well and not profit. Christmas is an example of this. I am sure I have always thought of Christmas time, when it has come round, apart from the veneration due to its sacred origin. Okay, so we need to know here, star 5, Christmas equals Jesus. So apart from Jesus, it's good, kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant. What a list! What a list! What a list. What's really the opposite of Scrooge, isn't it? Good, kind, forgiving, giving, joy, pleasure. The only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem by one consent to open, okay, so this is really crucial, they open their shut up hearts freely. That metaphor, your heart, like that oyster we talked about early in the previous passage, you open up and you think that people below them, we know how class-ridden England is, how this difference, these people who are below us are really with us. They're fellow travelers. And we're all going to die. Okay, so this is really, really remarkable, this part where he says, this is really what it's about. And we're not another race of creatures. We're not... Okay, so what he's saying is we are unified. We're one. We're the same at Christmas. Not divided, rich, poor. And so much, you can see in Fred's language, it's really pushing against Scrooge's. You really see this is what the author, Charles Dickens, is trying to change in the English to the Scrooges in England, to recognize that Christmas is a time of love and care and generosity. And therefore, uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good, the present, the future, and I say God bless it. Okay, so you don't have to just profit, okay? You don't. Things can be other than profit. Don't be angry. Look how generous he is. Dine with us tomorrow. Invite, family, love. Another vision. Fred gives him another vision. And later Fred says, I think I got to him here. He didn't. He thinks he got to him, but he really, really didn't. Scrooge then comes to this end point and he gets really annoyed. He's really rude, and Dickens only alludes to the rudeness of his language, doesn't tell us explicitly. Scrooge said he would see him. Yes, indeed he did. He went the whole length of the expression and said he would see him in that extremity first. I will see you in hell before I come to your house. Really rude, really inappropriate. What? Why? What's up with you? And here we get this really glimpse. Why'd you get married? Because I fell in love. You fell in love. And that's too much. That's the only thing he finds more ridiculous than Christmas. Love. Okay? Good afternoon. There's something going on, and we'll find out in Stave 2 that Scrooge had an unsuccessful love affair, but he hates love, and he's missed out on it. But it doesn't matter because he finds it stupid and ridiculous, and he rejects it completely. So here we see Fred, this wonderful family member of his, and Dickens introduces Fred as a complete contrast to Scrooge. Scrooge's vision of Christmas, of hatred, of hurting the people who have a good time, and Fred's who says, look, enjoy yourself, be with family, open your heart, love. It's not Fred that converts Scrooge, it's these ghosts and the whole story, but here we see the kind of fault line of the novel right away.